What's going on, everybody? I am Switters. Welcome back to the channel. We are, well, it's weird here. We're live, but we're going to watch a recorded gameplay that I did about an hour and a half ago, something like that, anyhow. I really hadn't intended to. We'll get into all that in a second here. These new little buds, man, get in the ear, please. Go ahead, get in my ear. There we go. Excuse me. We got a couple of things to talk about. One is the earthquakes yesterday out here. If you don't know, we had some pretty hardcore earthquakes very close to where I live. And actually, I was sitting right here when the first one happened. I was playing. I was doing some, I've been having some kind of bad luck with my character not getting, great stuff from Tier 2 and Tier 3. Pug, what's up, man? Yeah, dude. From my Tier 2 and Tier 3 contracts, just getting, very, very basic stuff. You're going to see I don't have that much luck in what you're about to watch as well. But, again, Tier 4 is complete for me. That's 100% guaranteed. Don't worry about it. You're about to see it. So yeah, there was an earthquake in Malibu, which is where the epicenter was. Which is, it's not that far. When you're talking about miles, when things spread out, as the crow flies, as they say, it's not that far from me. So I was sitting here, man, and again, there's ones that are. Sometimes an earthquake is just kind of a quick, it feels like somebody punched, like a giant, punched the wall. Or like an 18-wheeler drove by your apartment, really close to your apartment. And everything just kind of quick shake. But it doesn't come up from underneath. It's just kind of the walls. Then there's the ones that just kind of creep up on you. And all of a sudden you're doing this. And you don't even realize you're doing this until, wait a minute. Why are my blinds swinging like this back and forth? Why is my light, doing this stuff? And you realize, oh, we're having an earthquake. Those ones scare me, by the way, because they tend to last a lot longer. A lot of your earthquakes you get, the ones that feel like a giant punches the wall, or the 18-wheeler kind of one, like I said, it's over in an instant. By the time you realize something has happened, it's done. It's gone. It's over. The slow rollers, those creep you out because they just keep going, and you don't know when it's going to stop. And you don't know if you're in the earthquake, are you in the aftershock, which is an earthquake as well. It's just, are you in the first one still? Are you in the second one? Because normally, those ones go, they can go for 30 seconds, a minute. When you're really rocking, 10 seconds is a long time. Even in zombies and stuff, when you're trying to do a holdout, you've got 10 seconds, but you've got a mega abomination, you got a mimic on you, you got a disciple on you, whatever. And you got 10 seconds, go, stay alive. You're it can be a long time, depending on. And when you're really, really rocking, man, the whole thing's going, and you're this goes for a minute, and you don't know, what the hell's going to happen. You don't know, is this the big one? Anyway, obviously, yesterday wasn't the big one. So it's a 4.7, which is a good-sized quake. And I have a glass table here. I don't know if you can hear it. And I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, it was just it came up from the ground. You could feel it underneath your feet. Those are the ones that creep you out, too, because, the deep ones, we might be in for a big move, It's basically because you got the tectonic plates, and they're sliding against each other, right? And it started low, and you felt the rumble, and hearing it is, another weird thing. It's weird when you hear the earth shaking and grinding against each other, itself, rather. It's just very creepy kind of a thing. But it was a fairly long one. I was here, and I was okay, I'm holding my desk down. Nothing's going to fall over, whatever. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. And then there was another one, 2 minutes later that was, I think around a 4, or it was 4.6 or 4.7 and then a 4.5, something like that. To me, they blended in together. I kind of felt those two together. So anyway, it was an interesting day, and it kept going. You get every time if you have an earthquake a sizable one like that, which is a pretty decent size. It's nothing like the Northridge quake or the Bay Area quake, or what has happened in Japan recently. But you really do feel these ones, and you are moving, man. You are literally moving. My chair is doing this, like you can hear it, and I'm kind of back and forth like this. So it's just kind of creepy, but whatever. It's fine. Not a big deal. And it was over, and it's like, oh, okay. And you need them once in a while, too, to kind of let off that friction that's building up. And, like, then you get those ones that are really pushing against each other, and then it finally slips, and then it's a big one. You want them to kind of let off steam every once in a while. So, all in all, that's not bad. Okay, so that's the earthquake stuff that happened yesterday. We're about to watch the gameplay. What happened today was I was literally playing. I was trying to get some decent stuff for my rucksack. I have like a couple of legendary tools left over. I have no flawless crystals. I don't like seem to ever get the good, like the new good stuff, like the what do you call it? The throwing knife, and I haven't got the armor ever yet, the dog bones, all that kind of stuff. So I've just been playing and trying to get some stuff to have with me for like doing a solo run on tier 5, completing the whole thing to get the schematics, right? So I was literally playing. I was like, okay, I'm done. I didn't get anything good again today. I had literally just shut everything down here and went into the other room. And literally as I'm getting set up in the other room, I got a text message from my friend. Hey, you want to play zombies? We're on this big group text. There's like 10 people on it. Normally, like 99% of the time, they're playing multiplayer. And he's like, zombies. And I was like, well, all right. So I came back in here and fired everything back up. Now, my friend, you can see, this is him right up here. Although, I'll be honest too, I thought I was going to hop on and he'd be like, okay, I'm in the middle of Act 2. Can you help me out with whatever missions? Like, it would be no problem. Sure, whatever, it's fine. But turns out he had done everything. He had done all Act 3, all of Act 1, 2, and 3. He had the bone collector skin. I was like, oh, dude, you've been going. He's like, yeah, I've been getting into it. It's pretty fun. He beat the red worm by himself, so he went into the Dark Aether and did the 4 holdouts, Outlast contracts, and then they did the worm at the end on the beach. So he's like, yeah, I have the diary, but I need these 3 other things. And then I wanted to do, he wanted to do the Dark Aether. I was like, cool, man, let's do this. It's great. So I didn't know that I was going to jump in and do this off stream. I thought, like I said, I was going to hop on, and that's why I said that at the top of the chat there, it says you guys are going to be mad at me, is because I finished it. But you'll see, I don't have any new schematics. We didn't do tier 5. This wasn't the 15-minute version. This was the 30-minute version that you have. So all you're going to get out of this is like the one-time use stuff, not any of the schematics themselves. So that's still to come. Plus, I still have to do the Gormgant. What is his name? Whatever one. At the, in the Ether Storm at the end of the regular matches. So I still have him to go. So we're going to start playing this. You guys let me know if it's too loud, if it's too quiet or whatever, and I can bump it up once it actually starts. And I can skip to the gameplay if you want as well. This is just us getting set up here. We were just discussing, what do I need? What do you have? So when we get into the game, he's going to drop me a flawless crystal so that we don't need to spend too much time pack-a-punching. The big thing, there's a couple of things really, but playing, again, this is me and one other person. You guys have seen me play solo a million times. And you've seen me do this Dark Aether a few times now, solo. Attempt to do it. And you know how hard it is, especially if you tried it yourself. And a lot of it is just practice. It's not just practice. It's very, very, very difficult. Now, even coming in, he had not done this yet, by the way. This is his first time going in. Like, he did the 4 holdouts, Outlast contracts, whatever, and then the worm on the beach. But he had never done this 3... in tier 4 level stuff. So this is going to be his first time going in there and navigating around. Now, I've been in there. I know my way around that, what do you call the Albagra castle or whatever the hell it was called from the last game, Modern Warfare 2. I know my way around the area fairly well. Like, I know where I know where the bunnies fly off to. I don't know where, like, the keys are and when you're done. Like, at the end of this, we're kind of looking around for the keys, and I couldn't find them. Didn't really care about that, but he also had to go. He was going to work. So we kind of at the end was just like, all right, we gotta wrap this up and finish, because like I said, he had to go. So, but just getting started, we're gonna do some of the contracts, and if you guys want to, like this whole video is only like 58 minutes total, 56 minutes, 56 and a half minutes left. So this is the stream tonight, by the way. So this is not actually any live gameplay. This is the whole stream tonight. It's just this one 58-minute video. So. We can watch the whole thing. I'm perfectly happy to do that. If you want me to skip right to the Dark Aether stuff, we can do that. Although I do want to talk about a couple of things before we skip. So if we are going to skip, so you guys let me know. But I do want to say, like, as far as just playing with one other person, again, he dropped me a flawless, and then I have all the this stuff to go in. So we're gonna start doing some contracts. Like, and I pinged one at first, like in the tier 1 zone. I'm like, wait a minute, we have we're triple papped. We have legendary Ether tools. Like, let's head into at least tier 2 and start ripping some contracts. We get more money. Like, let's go. So like as I'm flying here, I think I unping it and then ping the new one in the tier 2 zone. But what we start doing after the first like 1 or 2 contracts, I can't even remember. I think it was just like even after the first one, is we'll find 2 contracts on the map that we like, and one will go to one, and the other person will go to the other one. One person start whatever they get there. They start theirs. They go ahead and finish it, and then as soon as that's done, the other person goes ahead and starts the new one, and then they finish it. So you're getting points faster. You can complete these faster, these missions way faster with 2 people. The amount of money you can get is so much faster with just even 2 people compared to playing solo, right? Now the bad thing is that if I'm over here doing a contract and I finish, like, let's say on this part of the map over here, and then he's all the way over here, and then he starts a new contract immediately, and then by the time when he finishes that, the reward portal goes away. So I'm only getting rewards for the stuff that I do, not the stuff that he completes, and vice versa is the same. So you're missing out on some rewards, which could be like good rewards, so that's the downside of it. But the upside is you're going to get a lot of points, and pretty fast too. So that's kind of just how we went about this. We figured, again, we've got most of the stuff we need. We end up picking up, perks and all this kind of other stuff. Plus, even if we didn't get some of these free perks, like for me, I'm basically all set as far as perks go. But my friend definitely needed more perks to go in with, because he's got the diary, he's got the pill bottle, he's got the dog collar, and the camera. Right, so he's taken up those 4 slots out of the 9 in his rucksack already. Plus, he brought me a crystal, plus himself a crystal, plus the the legendary ether tool, and then I think like he had like 2 perks on him or something like that. So he had a lot of perks that he needed to get. But you can just go into the Wonder Fizz machine in tier 3 and just buy all your perks if you're doing these contracts. So it's just cycling through the contracts, man. You can just power through. And you guys have seen the time or 2 that Eric has played with me on stream, and when we were rotating through contracts in tier 3, like we just solo hit, not solo, there was 2 of us, and we only went into tier 3 and just hammered the hell out of the contracts in there. And we did in one game, I think we did probably at least like 20 contracts or something in that one game. So here's where we split. Like, he's going to go do his own thing now, like start finding contracts. I'm going to go deliver this because we had the extra vehicles. Like, well, in case one takes damage, whatever. And you're trying to do everything as fast as possible. So again, this is where we start splitting up, and he's going to go find a new contract and just wait by it until I finish actually delivering mine. The thing I really want to talk to you guys about, though, the whole, how different it is. Well, you probably do. I've talked about it a bunch of times. Playing solo, how difficult it really is compared to even playing with one other person. And you'll see, especially when we're doing the Dark Aether stuff, and when we do the escort part of the contract, really. It's amazing, man. Just having, again, he's not a super experienced player. I walked him through the D Machine at Easter, and I'm not saying he's a bad player, by the way. He's actually a good player. He's just inexperienced. So he hasn't been playing since World at War or since BO2 or whatever, and has years and years and years of zombies experience. Is my whole point. He's played a little bit of Cold War and then this. And he's been, you know, like I said, he finished Act 3 by himself. He finished Act 4 by himself. I think he finished Act 4 by himself. So he's a good player. He's just kind of inexperienced in the overall sense. And again, just with having that one other person, I pick up Jug here, by the way, because he couldn't bring in Jug. So we get lucky with a couple of the perks that I find in my rewards that I'm able to pick up and give to him. Because again, he couldn't bring in a lot of stuff because he's got the 4 things in his backpack. I just went over it, all that stuff, what he has. So, but it's just extraordinary how different the game plays with even having that one other person in there with you. It is night and day, man. Like there was like, I think one time in the entire Dark Aether that I'm like, oh my god, I might go down. There were times, excuse me, where I lost my armor, but I'm like, I'm all right, I'll be fine. But there's only been like, I think it was only like one time that I was like, I might go down. I didn't go down at all in the Dark Aether in this, and it's just so different. It's so different. It's amazing. Like it was getting disheartening playing solo and doing the. I mean, again, I've only done it a couple of times, so it's not that big a deal. But you know, I am a fairly experienced player. I think I'm a pretty good player. It's the whole reason why I have the channel. You know, like if I just liked zombies, but I wasn't very good at it, I wouldn't have a channel about it. You know what I mean? Like I might. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, because I'm thinking. I know there's a couple of fairly decent sized YouTubers out. They're really not good players, but they're more into the story stuff anyhow. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Now this Juggernaut was huge. That actually came in clutch. I'm not going to bring it into the Dark Aether with me. We're going to use it before that, but it comes in big time clutch for that. So I was able to give him my Speed Cola that I got as a reward and Juggernaut that I got as a reward. That he did not have because, again, of all the stuff he had to bring in. So that was working out as well. Again, we wouldn't have needed it. We end up with plenty of cash, and we still had time. Like, we could have gone through a couple of more things, like done a couple more contracts. But it was like, okay, we've got all the stuff that we want. Let's go into the Dark Aether. What are we doing? And by the way, I end up getting the ray gun for this, and I triple pap it. And don't bring it. I'll tell you that right now. I didn't use it very much in the Dark Aether. And when I did, it ends up hurting you more than helping you. Because while it does pretty decent damage, it's only pretty decent damage. It's not incredible. And, you know, in the Tier 3, and for that I also mean like the Dark Aether, that counts as Tier 3, the Super Sprinters and all that. Same level of zombies coming at you. How they're sprinting at you. They get so close to you, but when you're shooting them, that blast, it has the same effect as like a stun grenade does in multiplayer, and you just slow way down, man. Like you like just almost stop dead. It's crazy how much it really affects you. So it's just not worth it. I think the Wunderwaffe is a really good idea if you want to go into the Dark Aether with that. And if you're trying to do it solo, obviously you're going to have to bring the VR11 to keep... You don't have to, if you're like an incredible player. Go ahead and give it a shot without the VR11 and see if you can do it. But it's probably the best way to go. Neither of us are going to have the VR11 in this gameplay that you're going to see here, by the way. So we never heal the escort, whatever, the ACV, whatever it's called, the escort vehicle itself. But I think we finish, when we actually finish the contract, it's at 60-something%, somewhere along those kinds of lines. And we did most of the damage we did, I think it was like by the first one, we were down to like 75%. I don't think we even got hit at the second stop. And then like the last 10 or so percent, it might have been down to 50, I can't remember. I think it was in the 60s. We'll see when we get there. But we were never in danger of actually like losing the rover, escort rover. Like it was the health wise, it was fine. And again, no VR11 between the two of us. But definitely ray gun, no man, it's not it. And it's funny because I just put that poll on my the community page of my channel, like since the season 2 update, what's the best wonder weapon? And ray gun is winning. It was actually winning pretty handily. I'm looking at it right now. See it. Okay, the ray gun has 49% of the vote. This is with 1,100 plus votes, and so far. The VR11 has 17%. The Wunderwaffe has 14%, and the Scorcher has 19%. I think this is almost completely backwards. The ray gun would be my last. I think that's the worst one to have. The VR11, again, with that it can heal the rover alone, isn't for tier 4 stuff. Awesome. And it also does tremendous damage to the worm bosses now. So, even better. The Wunderwaffe is actually really good. It only has 14%, and I think the Wunderwaffe is actually really good. It can take out hordes, and especially when you're getting grouped up on in the Dark Aether. I almost brought it in for this. I didn't. Turns out I didn't need it, so kind of glad. But for me, the Scorcher would be number 1. If you guys don't know, you can literally now with the Scorcher just hold the left trigger down, and I'll probably make a short on this. Probably tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Who you guys got, by the way? I think I want San Francisco to win. I'll put it that way. I don't know if they will. We'll see. If you just hold a left trigger down after you pack-a-punch it at least one time, you can boost 3 straight times into the air and then pull your chute. Just hold the left trigger down. You're going to go, whoop, and then you're going to start falling, but you just keep the L trigger down. You can boost again. Same thing. Do it again. You're going to boost again. And then it's like jumping off the crane from, like, downtown area. And you can literally fly from one end of the map to the other in no time, man. It's awesome. And it actually does pretty good damage now, and you don't even need to do a charged shot. Charged shot obviously does a lot more damage, but you can do like the single shot, and it's still really good. It still does good damage. I was in tier 3 earlier today with one. I pulled one out of I think it was a reward for a contract that I did. It was like right at the end of the game, so I didn't get to use it too much, but I pack-a-punched it one time. I think just one time. And I was in tier 3 and did a contract and on a bounty contract, and I got a mimic, and I killed the mimic with that by itself, just single-shotting it, and took out all the other zombies that were coming around for it. So the Scorcher is actually really good now. We're like really good. So like the self-revive is good. I took the sigil just to give him for later. I already have like 3 of them now just sitting in my stuff. By the way, is chat working, or are you guys just listening? You're not talking back? I'm panicked because I don't know if it's working, because literally nobody's talking to me. Pug chatted one time and that was it. Nobody's talking, which is fine. It's fine if you're just here to listen. That's cool. Just listen and watch. That's fine. I just don't know if it's actually working or not. Okay, Pug's listening. All right, so it does work. You guys just aren't chatty. That's totally fine. I can ramble here. You guys, God knows, man, I can flap the gums. Okay. So, yeah, Scorcher is really good. I think the Wunderwaffe is good for Dark Aether. Like, as far as the Wonder Weapon goes, I would definitely bring it in. Phalanx, what's up, man? I read you loud and clear. Cool. Thank you, man. I just wanted to know, like, the chat was actually working and everything was okay. Like, again, it's totally fine if you guys aren't chatty, you know, just here to watch and listen. That's totally fine. I just want to make sure it was actually working. So you saw me use the jug suit on the Abomination. So, again, I'm not going to use that in the Dark Aether. Don't need it. We end up bringing in 3 sentry turrets. And so clutch, man. So clutch. And again, we'll go over that stuff when we actually get to it. So this is kind of about the lead up to all that stuff now. One thing that I really want to mention, and this is probably like the most important thing, believe it or not, the gun that I'm using, the Lockwood, and I can show you. Well, maybe no, I can't. I'm going to use it again. The next time I stream, I will be using this gun, the Lockwood, and I'll show you, remind me, I will show you my attachments on it. This gun Slaps, dude. This gun is so strong. In the tier 2 zone. Now, granted, I am triple papped and I have legendary, but I had a we probably already saw it. What's it called? This guy, the disciple, by myself, and I 3-shot killed him on a bounty. It wasn't a regular disciple. It was a 3-shot kill on a bounty disciple. And now you guys know how, like, if you're using the WSPs dual wield, like, you'll go through 3 clips from each gun before you actually take that thing out. It was 3 shots, and he was toast. This gun, the Lockwood, is incredible, man. It's so good. And I was messing around with it because I hardly ever use shotguns. I'm gonna go down here. There's no way out of this, and I got tripped up. And I got a mimic that literally won't leave me alone. And I'm telling my buddy, like, you got to get close to here and chuck a decoy down in this area just to move it away. But you can see on my minimap, see how far away he is. Like, he's not gonna get there yet. But like these zombies, like this, I don't like at all. Like, if I was playing solo here, even though I have self revives, I would totally be dead because I couldn't get out of this spot that I'm in. Once they down you, they should run away from you. I don't like this at all. That they just stay right on top of your body. I think that's complete BS. And even though they always give you a few seconds once you actually stand up again, in that corner, I would not have been able to run through them or kill them all, like in order to get out solo. So I don't like how that's kind of a thing in this game. So I don't care for that. I think that should change. Like 100% that should change. I had to bail there obviously because of no armor at the moment. So, but yeah, this Lockwood, man, wow, it is good. It is so good. Like, it was shockingly good. And I know people still like the tier dual wield, the TYR tiers, pistols. They're just not for me, man. 5 shots on each gun, so 10 shots. It's just not enough for me. If I was as a solo player, if I was playing in a group, like, it would probably be fine, because I wouldn't have to like worry about doing all the damage myself, and when I'm reloading every 2 seconds, because you're gonna burn through that ammo. Again, it's 5 shots per, not a lot. You're gonna go through that quickly, so it's just not my favorite. I know people still love it. It's just I don't care for it. I'd rather use the swarms, dual wield swarms. Because even if, like, you're not killing them as fast with the swarms, you're putting shots down range, and the shots kind of, you know, especially if you're using cryo or something on your gun, it will slow them down. But anyway, if you haven't used the Lockwood, check it out. On Monday's stream, again, if you're there, just remind me to show you my attachments for the Lockwood, because this thing is incredible, man. It's incredible. So strong. So I think we're going to end up going over to get this escort. We're trying to get like 1 or 2 more contracts because... Eric, what's up, man? Hey, we hit 10 likes already. This is awesome. And I kind of just fudged this a little bit, just staying at this wall so he can't shoot me, and we end up taking him out too. Yeah, so Eric, we're watching gameplay that I recorded like a couple of hours ago with a friend of mine. He had texted me. I had just finished playing, and then I had got offline, and then he texted like, "Hey, want to play zombies?" And I was like, "Okay." I figured he was going to be like in the middle of Act 2 or something. I'd help him out with a few contracts, a few missions. And then turns out he had already completed Act 4, and I was like, "Oh, dude, come on, let's go." So this is the gameplay I got of the 2 of us going through Act 4 and doing all of the contracts in there. And probably not going to be able to... It's possible tonight, when he's done with work, we're going to do Tier 5. But that won't be till like 1 a.m. my time, Pacific time, which is 4 a.m. on the East Coast. Like, I'm not going to stream that. So if I do play it, yeah, here's the ray gun. I knew I saw something yellow. I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I do, like I said, I triple pack it, and I use it a bit. I was more kind of testing it out than I was really like thinking like, oh, this is a great gun. But I mean, I give it a fair shot in the tier 3 zone here. Tier 4, like in the Dark Aether, I kind of, I mean, again, I used it a bit, but it does more harm than good. So if you're thinking of going into, like, if you haven't done it yet, you know, whatever, and you want to go into tier 4 and try to do it solo, like, so I'll bring a wonder weapon with me. Don't bring the ray gun. It's not good, dude. It's just not good. So yeah, we're gonna do a couple more contracts out here, I think. Like, see there, it slowed me down so much that it had time, like the blast radius from it, it's big enough and it keeps hitting you. Again, it's like getting stunned in multiplayer. It really slows you down, and it just, the zombies and the dog just overran me because I couldn't move. I couldn't turn and go away. And then obviously all my, you know, armor was completely taken there. So we're about to go kind of just load up on stuff, and again, we're going to do 1 or 2 more contracts. I actually missed a jump here. I thought I could get through over there, and then I missed that jump, and I ended up down here and get myself into trouble. You guys did it all first try. Dude, we did it flawless. Yeah, you'll see. I mean, in the Dark Aether, I went down in tier 3 like a little bit ago. Energy mine is clutch too, by the way. But yeah, I was saying at the beginning of the stream, dude, the difference between solo and even having one other player, and again, my friend, he's a good player, but he's an inexperienced zombies player. And again, I think he went down and revived himself once, maybe. Or he might not have gone down. I don't remember. I'm almost positive I don't remember going down. I think like that one down I had in the tier 3 zone when I got caught in the scaffolding downstairs was the only time that I went down during this gameplay. So we'll see again as we're going through it. But it's completely night and day, man. It's so different. It just becomes, when you're even just the one other player, it becomes, instead of just like, oh my god, we're, you know, like, you're gonna die, we're gonna die, gonna move. It just becomes fun. And I know that sounds weird, like, but it's, when you're there solo, it's pure stress. And I play solo every day. I'm used to doing everything solo. I've done, you know, BO2 Origin solo a bunch of times. I've done BO4 Blood of the Dead solo. Like, I'm used to solo play. Tier 4 is just pure stress, man. The Dark Aether in this game is just stress. Solo is just stress. When you go in with even one other player, it's fun, and you can have a good time. We're coordinating and, like, you know, hey, you know, you go here, go there, you know, whatever. I might go down, make sure if I'm, you know, you were there to pick me up or whatever, or I need some help, come on over and help me, you know. And I'm talking to him about when we're going to the rover, like, don't start the rover immediately. We're gonna put our sentry turrets down on it. We're gonna buy some sentries here before we start it up, because once you start it, the thing starts moving and it's hard to place it and whatever, you know, like, we're communicating and everything. We're not just like, you know, it's not a laugh riot as we're going through it, but we're having a good time, and we're not going crazy like, oh my god, you know, like that tense, grinding my teeth kind of a thing. So, and again, it's possible we'll do tier 5 tonight. It's unlikely though, because again, it wouldn't be until like at least 1 a.m. My time, Pacific time. And I don't know that that's going to happen. Tomorrow, obviously, is the Super Bowl. So you guys, again, you can tell me who you got on that. I'm pulling for San Francisco. I don't know if they'll win, but I'm pulling for them to win. So if not, maybe Monday. I think he said Monday he could do it. So I'm just trying to get the schematics, and then now that I've told you guys a million times, like, I don't have any friends that play zombies, and I didn't realize that he was, again, when I thought like, oh, when he texted, you know, earlier, I thought again we're hop into like Act 2 and do some of those missions. Like, I didn't think he would be had completed Act 4 and ready to go into the Dark Aether. I was kind of shocked, just because I didn't know he was playing zombies that much. So again, he's a good player, but he's just kind of inexperienced as far as the overall zombies thing goes. And but I guess he's been, grinding this out a bit, But he's busy. He's got work, and he's got a couple of little ones at home too. So like he can't play all the time. But now that I know that like he's into this, like, and he's down, he's in this at this, the tier 5 kind of level at the moment. We can also do the red worm stuff. I want to get those schematics, and again, hopefully I can start playing with you guys and doing that stuff as well if you guys are into it during the streams. But again, like, did you see how that the blast comes off of that and how much I slowed down? I know it's way easier when you feel it yourself, but like there again, how it kind of just stops because of the splash damage. It's nuts. And the never-ending spawns in this area too, just kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, even well, no, never mind. I was gonna say, but I don't know if that was. I was about to say something. I don't know if it's true or not. So we're gonna do, like I said, 1 or 2 more contracts here because I'm gonna get to 15K. We're gonna buy. I'm going to get triple papped, and then we're going to buy like a couple more Casimirs, I think. Because I think I accidentally throw one down. I thought I still had my my decoys equipped, and I chucked one down. I was like, as soon as I saw like the motion go out, and I was like, that's not a decoy. I was like, oh. But, $5 grand, whatever, I ended up going and buying 1 or 2 more. So we were doing this, we were trying to get an escort cargo delivery contract. So we canceled this immediately. But as you can see, there are 3 spore contracts in tier 3 right now. Like, 3 of them. Come on, man. So I think we end up going to pick up a where I marked that gun is actually a bounty. So we're gonna go pick up this bounty and do that. And I think we go to the buy station one more time, and then I'm pretty sure it's just straight into the Dark Aether. So we're about to head into the Dark Aether and complete tier 4. Just to give you an idea, like, again, this is not a tremendous amount of gameplay left. There's less than a half an hour left of the gameplay. And this is the stream tonight, again, just in case you came late. I'm not actually going to be playing. This was recorded from me. As you can see down in the bottom left, it is me, Switters13, and my buddy there, AFI. Just a couple hours ago. So... It's so much fun, dude. I'm telling you, like, and I know, Eric, I've told you this a couple times, just, when you've played on stream with me, it's like everything in the tier 1 and tier 2, whatever, like, you really kind of feel that pressure of the timer going, and, like, you gotta move. And then even playing with one other person, it's like, oh, I can just, like, you're still moving. Again, we split up to do contracts, like, as fast as possible to go in and do this. But, it's still way more casual, and you don't have like that. If I don't get everything, nothing's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, again, I picked up some perks for him that he didn't have. When we loaded into the game, he gave me the flawless crystal because I didn't have one. So instead of spending time to get another 15,000 in points for me to triple pap, he's like, well, you just take this. So. When you're on a 45-minute schedule, it was like, okay, plus you have the 4 things that that you need to bring in with you to open the Dark Aether for the first time. And again, I have the sigil. I could have just opened this up, but we're completing it, trying to help him out, and so he's done now. Like, he'll never have to do that again. Plus, he actually completed that part of the the game. So that's why we didn't just go into the Dark Aether and use one of my sigils. So just in case everybody's wondering, like, you've got a sigil, what are you doing? It's because we're completing his stuff. So we played one game before this where we actually, again, this is where I threw that out. I'm like, oh no. But look how fast this melts the mimic. Look at this. Dude, that lockwood is incredible, man. Use the lockwood. If you haven't been using it, use it. I haven't been using it. Today is like my first time in a long time. This thing shreds in tier 3. I mean, granted, I have a legendary ether tool. Don't sleep on the ether tools, man. By the way, like I know I've been saying this lately during the streams too, but like it's as necessary. The ether tools, getting the upgraded ether tools, are as necessary as pack-a-punching. You should think of it as more pack-a-punching levels. Now, the only bad thing is something I actually really don't like about the game itself is because the ether tools are so important. There should be a way, I think, in-game to earn them, not just getting lucky and getting them in a rift, you know, as a reward. There's just not enough against space in your stash. The 10 slots, and again, I know it's like, well, we did that on purpose. We really want you to make those hard decisions. Like, dude, you know what? F you. Hard decisions. Like, I can't go into tier 3 and even do well if I'm playing solo without having the legendary tool. So, what's up, OSnap? Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. So we're going to head to the buy station here one more time. I think I triple papped the ray gun here. Yeah, because I haven't triple papped it yet, right? Yeah, there we go. And again, getting slowed down by it. I kind of hate the ray gun now. I got to be honest. But anyway, it's triple papped. I just kind of wanted to really give it a fair shake before I was like, I'm done with it. But I'm kind of done with it. Like, I don't care if I have it. And I didn't realize I didn't have enough for the final Casimir. Why are we mad at you? Because I did Act 4, but I didn't do it solo. A friend of mine, did you just get here, Mitchell? You must have, right? I was playing earlier today, just on my own, just kind of, you know, going through and trying to get some decent stuff in my stash, getting hopefully like some flawless crystals or some upgrade, some legendary ether tools. Yeah, you just got here, okay. And I didn't get any of those things, and then I played for a few hours, however long it was, and then I had just shut everything down here and then left and went into the other room. And literally as I got to the other room, a buddy of mine texted me like, "Hey, zombies." And I figured he was going to be like in the middle of Act 2 or something, and I would just help him with some missions, you know, so he could progress through a little bit, maybe get into Act 3 or whatever. And he had already completed Act 4. So I was like, oh, shoot, okay. So I helped him do the, you know, getting the pill bottle up, you know, get it upgraded and all that kind of stuff. You know, the 3 things. You get the diary from completing Act 4. But then there's the 3 other ones that you need: the dog collar, the camera, and the pill bottle. So I helped him get those, and we got those upgraded, and then we went into to do the Tier 4 stuff. Yo, where did the VR lever go from the Wonder Weapons list and schematics crafting? I swear I had it. Now it's gone. It should still be there. No. The schematics for that is not out yet. I think that's Season 2.5. Isn't it? Yeah, I don't think there is a schematic for it yet. I don't think I've seen a streamer record a mission, then go live talking about it. It's like the Blu-ray commentary is cool as hell. Yeah, this is the director's commentary for my gameplay from earlier. So that's why I said you might be mad at me, is because I did it a couple times on stream unsuccessfully. We went in doing it solo, and then I had no idea we were going to do it, but I wasn't about to not do it, you know, at the same time. So so I just recorded it, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think of about playing it on stream. And then until after I was done, I was like, oh, I could actually do that. Like, why not just? Because I was just gonna come on and stream and then talk about it. I was like, oh, why don't I show you guys the video and talk about that as we're going through? So I'm just telling him which pedestal takes what. You know, like this one's the camera, this one's the pill bottle. By the way, you know, it was funny because I forgot, because I have already done it, right? So when I go into the Dark Aether now, I just bring a sigil and put it into this A-looking thing and go through. I forgot, because we're doing the whole thing again, that we're about to get a whole bunch of zombies and a Mega Abomination. Watch how fast we melt this Mega Abomination. Watch how fast it gets melted, please. Because it is extraordinary. Watch this. It's dead. How fast was that? Come on, have you beat a Mega Abomination that fast ever? Like, I doubt it, right? I haven't. That was the fastest ever for me. Holy crap. I'm dropping him a sigil, like, hey man, if you're going, you want to go back in, you don't have to do any tier 3. I was like, okay, we'll just run through. Let's go. I was like, no, you got to go into the thing and collect that. Yeah, man, we took that thing out super quick. I don't know how. I don't know if it was a glitch or whatever, but it got melted, dude, melted. But I'm telling you, do use this shotgun. And again, Monday when we stream, remind me to show you the loadout I have on it. It's great. VRR11 is now OP versus Red Worm. Yeah. And I'm going to be doing the Red Worm stuff with you guys as well because there's 3 schematics that you're going to get from it, and I don't have any of those yet. So streaming with you guys soon on doing that kind of stuff. So we're finally into the Dark Aether now. And we're going to go right to... Well, I'm going to go right for... We get separated immediately. I don't know what happened behind me. But I was just like, dude, just follow me. Go exactly where I go because I know where the bunnies are. At least for the first one. But I was like, if we do get separated, like, don't panic. Don't, like, think you got to get right back to me. I was like, just go. Just kill the zombies that are on you or get away from them or do whatever. But don't rush it. Don't panic. We'll meet back up. So as you're going to see here, like, immediately, like, if you watch the mini-map, I don't know what happens. I think he just kind of took a look around for a second, and I'm still going. And then zombies are going to start spawning and dogs and everything, and I think he just kind of gets overrun, so he just has to veer off. Like, dude, we got separated immediately. Yeah, see, he's already drifting back, and I'm like, yeah, like, cool, man. Just do whatever. Like, lose the zombies. Don't worry about catching up to me or whatever. I'm gonna grab the bunny. But I was doing this, so I didn't notice what had been happening with him. So I just hopped down and like now I'm going for the zip line. And I think he just got overrun with some zombies. Because I'm gonna try to wait for him up the road here a bit, but as you see, like I just lost all my armor already, and it's like, all right, I'm having these thoughts like, not again, man, not again. After my solo attempts, so he went down, but he has self revive, so he just got himself back up. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to wait for it, and then I turn around and I see all the things that are chasing me here. I was like, I gotta, like, I think right about here is I'm like, do you know where to go? And I think I marked this, yeah. And then I'm like, good, get there because I have to move. Like I'm being hunted here, so I gotta go. So I'm just gonna start doing these, on my own here. Get that out, make sure it's working. Get at least one plate on, so while I'm on this thing, if it's still going, like I don't get one hit down. But here's another thing you're gonna see. I think on the second one. Or it might be the third one, I don't remember. How much I take a ton of damage. These rockets that you're disabling here, they blow up. And if you're anywhere near it, you take a lot of damage, dude. So make sure when you're doing this, activate the handheld device and get away from it, man, because it does blow up and it does a lot of damage to you. I was just there just looking for more armor because I have 1.5 plates left. That's it. And you saw, I mean, if you might have noticed how much I brought in was quite a lot. This is why when I say, like, because these are all slots that are being taken up in your rucksack and everything. That's why the #1 best item in the game is that golden armor that replenishes itself. It's just far and away the best. There's an energy mine and the Casimir, and then everything but the mini bosses. That was a huge nuke. Like that nuke came in big time clutch for me. So I didn't even realize like here, like, oh, and like there goes the armor that I just put on, and I like, oh my god, freaking armor being such a thing in this game. Again, golden armor is the #1 best thing in the game, man. Period. So anyway, he had made his way over to the third one already, which was great because by the time I got here, I think he finished it. Yeah, right there, done. So that was great timing as far as that goes. Like, didn't have to worry about it. Stow that. Stow the Elder Sigil. Like, cool in the bean, man. Look how much damage it's doing to that Mimic, though. I mean, the Disciple. I don't know why I always call it the Mimic. Dude, this gun is so good. I know I'm repeating myself, but trust me, if you have not used this Lockwood in a while, use it, man. It is powerful. It is very powerful. So here again, he's never really been to this spot, this area. So like I'm gonna tell him to follow me, and there's a couple times, or one or two times, and he gets kind of confused and like twisted and turned around. Happens to me still. I mean, still, like, it's not like I've done this a million times, but when you're in the castle here, like, it can be very confusing, and there's certain parts where if you drop down, it's like you have no way back up. Now, I mean, you have to travel far, you know, to get back up and take a meandering route to get there, and it's really kind of a pain in the ass. Now, something you really, like, pay attention to this as far as, for you guys that have seen me try to do this solo, and see the difference here, because this Outlast contract, how many times I mean, the 2 times that I've done it, I must have gone down 5 times, right? During this Outlast contract. Watch how simple this is with just one other person. And that's me, like, running laps around this thing, just trying to create a train and trying to stay alive. Watch how simple this is with one other person. It's incredible. And by the way, in fairness, I forgot. He called in a dog, because one of the rewards that he got was a dog bone. Not the schematic, but just a dog. So he called that in. I was like, dude, call it in immediately. It was at the Rockets, the thing we just had. So there is a dog, like a friendly dog, on the map for us right now. I don't know how much it actually does, because I don't actually see it. I was like, did you call it in? Because I haven't seen this damn thing. And he did call it in. He's like, yeah, it's over here by me. So I was like, all right, cool. But, like, look how simple this is. This is with one other person, one other player. Again, they need to scale this stuff for, I mean, you know, having it be more of a challenge, playing solo, fine. It is that in and of itself. But it's like on the old Outbreak, you know, Cold War Outbreak maps, how you went from, like, it's boring round 1, super boring round 2, round 3, still boring. Round 4 is like, oh, at least they're moving a little bit. And then round 5 is like, oh my god, super sprinters everywhere with armor and whatever, you know. I mean, not that round 5 is super hard on Outbreak. I'm just saying, like, the scaling level is so crazy different. Like, it goes from here to boom to here. It's like going from on round base from like round 5 to round 25 instantly. And the difference between solo and playing again with even one other player is like, I mean, I don't even know how to compare it, but that was the easiest thing ever. I was like, dude, I don't even think I took damage that whole time doing this. It was just so easy. So anyway, that's 2 out of the 3. He's your Zombies wingman. I was like, I mean, I told him today, I'm like, man, I didn't know you were like, you know, that into it. You're doing that well with it. It was like, let's you know, do the, basically, you know, we have to do the exact same thing, but you have to do it in half the time. And he's like, oh, geez, but like, we finished in plenty of time. We've got 8 minutes. We would have 8 minutes from this moment here in the video to complete it in the 15-minute time limit. But he actually gets a little bit lost right here. Like I said, it gets a little confusing, this area. Especially with your mini-map being, you know, counter UAV'd the whole time. And here I'm just telling him, like, all right, I'm going to activate the bunny, right? And then we're going to parachute over there. And I was like, do not activate the rover itself. We need to put our sentry turrets on the thing before you activate it. And here I could hear it, and I was like, where the hell? There it is. I was like, just do not activate the rover, because when you try to place it, again, it's moving, and you think, like, here's the rover itself. If you activate it here, because of it takes, like, does the animation, it actually, the thing's moving, and you finally place it down here, and, like, it can fall off. And you might, like, go to placing it, and then it's not actually on the rover itself. So here's the other thing with, like, being solo compared to playing with somebody. I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go put my 2 sentry turrets down. You just handle the zombies. I don't have to think about anything. Like, I'm just here. It's totally fine. I'm having no issues whatsoever. I didn't get touched. And I'm like, okay, now you go put yours on, and I'll take care of the zombies. It completely night and day, man. Completely night and day. solo compared to even one other player. So like doing this with 3 people, or you know, you can create super teams in the game too. You can have at least 6 players, right? It's just so easy. So I'm actually kind of curious about doing the red worm boss, you know, at the end of not balance the solo, not even remotely, man, not even remotely. But yeah, I'm curious about doing the red worm boss, you know, the USB drive, that Easter egg at the end of the regular map, where you have to stay in the storm, ether storm. I'm really curious how that will be with even just having him, one other player attempting it with me. Now that I know what to do, the only bad thing is, again, you take up 4 slots with the USB sticks. You have to, right? So that's 4 out of 9, and then let's say you bring in 2 extra self-revives. So that's 7. That leaves you 2 spots for sentry turrets. Like, not bad, but if you could bring in 8 sentry turrets, that'd be even better, right? Or 5 sentry turrets, or 4, you know, whatever. But you get the point. But double it with 2 people, so you go from 2 sentry turrets to 4 sentry. I mean, literally doing double the damage in the same amount of time. Plus, no, actually, it would be more because of the 4 USB sticks. So, like, literally, like, it could go from like 2, having 1 other player in the game that leaves up 4 spaces. That's an extra. That's like 2 sentry turrets to going from that to 6 sentry turrets. Yeah, like, that's nuts, man. Just think of all that damage. Plus, you could both have VR11s. If you're in a team, does everybody get the golden armor and all that? No, it's purely based off of your stuff. So it's like, you know, if I have 8 armor on me, my teammate doesn't have the same amount of armor. Like, they have to get their own. I mean, I can drop them armor, you know, regular stuff. I can't drop them golden armor. You could drop, like, the case for it, you know what I mean? Like, if you have the one-time use item, you could drop that, but no, not everybody gets it. It's just the person that activates it, brings it into the game. See, in like this spot, because there's so many, there's like literally front, behind, and both sides zombies can come from at that second stop that we just did there, and we didn't take 1 bit of damage because we had 2 players doing it. Normally, that's where a lot of people, well, not normally, I don't know. It happens often that people will fail this step solo because of that stop alone, and we didn't take 1 bit of damage. And again, I'm going to say it again, and I know I'm repeating myself. The Lockwood is insanely good. If you haven't tried it lately, try it, because it's incredible. And that was a waste of an energy mine. I thought there were more behind it. I think my buddy actually just set one off. That's why. And they had chased him. He's behind. But you're getting, there's so many zombies around here to kill. Like, you get your field upgrade back pretty damn quick, regardless. So. But this gun is way better than the swarms. I think it's way better than the tiers. Like I've said, I'm not a huge fan of the pistols. Like, if you're in a squad, I think it's probably good, like, because it does a lot of damage. But you've just got to reload so often, and you, even with like stamina up and speed cola and whatever, like, you're still taking yourself out of the action for a moment, and to turn and run away while you're trying to reload, like, it's not the fastest reload ever either by any stretch. And that's just time where stuff's killing you, you know what I mean? Or hitting you, or hitting the rover, or doing whatever. Oh, actually, we're way down on health. Okay, I lied to you guys. I thought we finished at like 60%. We finished at 28% because once it shot the rocket off, we kind of turned and bailed. But this is the only good item I actually got from in here. I don't know what this blueprint is, by the way, that I just got. Hold on. What is this? Geode blueprint unlocked. Dark Aether Rift conquered. Oh, you just got this for doing all 3 the first time? I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that a thing? Or is that new with Season 2? What is this gun? I don't even recognize it. If you guys know what it is, please tell me. But I got the blade now, right? It's not the schematic. That's just the one-time use item. That's just the blade. It's not the blade schematic. So the next time that he and I play, to go, you know, if we're going to go in to do tier 5, I'm going to, obviously I'll bring the blade in and try to do it. And then once I get this stuff done, then I'll have the armor, then I'll have the dog, then I'll have the blade. I'll have all the schematics, right? So then I can start working on trying to do this solo, but with the good stuff. Like, just, excuse me, think of how many different slots I could have open in my rucksack just from having the golden armor. So I could have like the 5 on me. I could have 3 in my rucksack, so that takes up 1 spot, right, in my backpack. And then I have the golden armor, and then I can just pick up armor as we go if I need it. It's an MCW. Thank you, Mitchell. I'll have to check out that blueprint. He's by the way, he's checking this one. He's like, this is where he's going, like, dude, I got to go to work soon. So he's literally checking the traffic on Google Maps to make sure, like, okay, we can go look for these keys now. So, like, that's it. We completed, the 3 contracts in one game. So, like, we're set as far as that goes. And we still have time. Like, if we needed to, we could have made our way. It's at 15:11 now. Like, if we needed to, like, as soon as we finished, we could have ran for the rift, and we would have made it out. And now that, like, again, he'll come back in and be like, knows the map a little bit, we could 100% do this in the 15-minute time limit. Like, absolutely. I won't say no problem, but I will say we could definitely do it. And look how fast that Mimic got melted with this gun, man. I haven't used shotguns in so long. Even in Cold War, dude, I stopped using, like, there's the 3 best guns. There's the M16, the Hauer, and the hell, I always forget what that other one's called. It's like the Spaz from the old games, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I know you do, because you probably used it a million times like I have. Anyway, but I always use the M16 on Cold War now. Like, it's too good. Take shotgun and swarms? Oh, you could. The Gallo, thank you. Yeah, you definitely could. I mean, the only problem with that is and I don't even know if it's really an issue. Since they nerfed, your sprint speed in this game, and with stamina, but having the stamina bar, the green bar, like, you're just getting overrun anyway. I was gonna say, like, so you can run with your hands out, or with, like, the karambit or something, or a knife or whatever in the free hand to move at top speed. But it kind of just doesn't matter anymore. I mean, this whole game, the entire time we're in the Dark Aether, I had my gun out, and I mean, the dogs obviously can get you, but whatever. It's not bad. And again, the ray gun is it's not it, man. So, like, just if you guys were curious, like, I don't want you to try to go in solo. Like, hey, I got a ray gun. I picked up a couple of ray guns or whatever I got it as a reward. I'm going to try to go in solo with the ray gun because awesome wonder weapon. Now that they buffed it with Season 2, no. You're better off not to, man. I would definitely leave it at home. Take this shotgun. Leave the ray gun at home. PPSH is best from the Cold War. PPSH and Cold War. I don't even remember you. Was it just a box weapon? I don't even remember the PPSH in Cold War. David, what's going on, man? In Tier 5, the escort mission has 3 megas. Yeah, it can vary, though. Like, it's not everything is exactly the same every time. The good thing about that is, again, you're, like, to get it started, yeah, like, you're wasting time. You're spending time. Usually you've got one right at the beginning of the where you activate the rover, so you can take him out before you start it. But again, if you have sentry turrets that you're bringing in with you, you get those placed down, and they're going to put in like a ton of damage into the mega abominations. You got 3 sentry turrets like we had on this one. Like, you're in pretty good shape as far as, like, getting them taken out in a fair amount of time in order so you can complete all 3 contracts in the 15 minutes. And the good thing is they really don't do much damage to the rover itself. And if you've got the golden, oh well, you won't have golden armor yet for that because you have to. That's where you get the golden armor. But I'm saying like comparing it to like doing it solo. The whole thing we're looking for now is just these keys, and I know there's like a couple of spots for them, but I don't know where they are, obviously. And then we're just gonna go find the exfil now. But yeah, like it's definitely something to consider, and it makes things harder. But again, if you can just get that first one taken out, and the two of you together working with, and my buddy's been using the swarms, by the way, just in case anybody was curious. So with this shotgun and another good gun the other player has, like you get the one taken out, and then you put the sentry guns, the sentry turrets, whatever, on the rover itself, and you should be in fairly good shape. The only thing now is like it's kind of like the mercs from when the game first came out. As far as the mega abominations go, like when they shoot their lasers, like dude, they don't miss, man. They hit you every time. Like, and they just stay on you and just melt your armor, man. Just melting your armor and slowing you way down. What keys are you looking for? There's just little keys that are left around the map in certain places. They unlock in the Outlast room and in other rooms as well. But in that Outlast room where you do that contract, there's a locked door. You can unlock that. You can get one-time use. Dog bones, the Hellblade. I don't know if you can get the armor or not. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. Wonder weapon, one-time use is not schematics, but one-time use items. Acquisitions, right? Instead of schematics. So you can get those from when you unlock those secret rooms, and you can get like a power-ups as well, like a max ammo or a nuke or like stuff like that. But I mean, for me in the Dark Aether, I've never had a problem with getting more ammo or really. I mean, it's a little bit of armor can be an issue sometimes, but I've never had an issue with getting more ammo. And I know that there are weapon piles, but I don't know where they are, to be honest with you, in the Dark Aether. So, Phalanx, bring me up to speed. How do you get golden armor schematic? So, okay, you do exactly what we just did there. But you do it at the tier 5 level. So, hold on. Let me pause. Oh, that's it. Okay, it's over. So that was the whole video, by the way. So there's this sigil right here, right? This is a regular sigil. This gets you into what we just did, into the Dark Aether. We'll call that tier 4. That's the 30-minute limit, right? So you do those 3 contracts, and you exfil within the 30-minute time frame that you have while you're in there. And each time you complete one of the contracts, you have a chance to get a one-time use item. Like I got the Hellblade later. You can get the dog. My friend got the dog bone, not the schematic. You got the one-time use. And I think you can get the armor, like the one-time use armor, but I don't know that I've actually ever seen anybody get that. I certainly have not got it. So that's we'll call that tier 4 Dark Aether. Okay. If you get the round sigil, it's called the Elder Sigil. Which I have a couple of them in my stash. I'm pointing back here like it's actually physically behind me. It's in the game. I have it. I have a couple of those. When you do that, that's the tier 5 Dark Aether. And then when you do that, you've gotten the golden. Oh, I did get it that one time, didn't I? Yes, I did. I got it halfway through the. Yeah. That's right. I forgot. Totally forgot. So yes, you can get the golden armor for doing that as well. Again, the one-time use item, not the schematics. So when you do the tier 5, you need to use the Elder Sigil, and then you have 15 minutes in the Dark Aether to do those same 3 contracts. Now, when you do each one, I think it's a guaranteed, right? You get the first one will be you get the schematic for the Dogbone, maybe. The second one is the schematic for the Hellblade. And when you complete the third one, you get the schematic for the golden armor. And I think they're guaranteed, but I'm not entirely positive about that. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not positive about that. So then you can now craft them on your own, but it has, like, again, like a 2 or 3 day cooldown time like the wonder weapons do. So there's so many changes I would really like them to make. My nose is itchy again. But that is 100% one of them. Give me literally 5 seconds. Count it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I told you, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And then there's also the schematics for like the wonder weapons now that they have. And what is the other schematic? Oh, the legendary ether tool and the flawless Ethereum crystal you get from doing the USB stick Easter egg, the red worm at the end of the regular map. If you just wait for the storm to come in, you have to go get. There's these pictures. There's, I think, a couple different places across the map where you can find out where to go. But it tells you where you can go and find these little computers. And each time you activate it, it will give you a USB stick. There's 4 different ones. And you have to carry those in your rucksack. So it takes up 4 slots in your rucksack. So that sucks is like 4 sentry guns that you can't bring with you. But then you find the spot where it's going to be at the end of the game that the red worm is going to spawn in. It'll be near where the ether storm is, and there's always 2 ammo piles, one on either side. So that's how you know that's where it's going to be. So you go there, and I just got scared shitless, dude. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Wow. Okay. Can I just explain to you guys? I've told you a million times. Like, over here, this screen here is my YouTube studio page. This is kind of like I have chat right here. Up here, there is, to the far left, is what you see on your screen now. And then a little bit to the right of that, in the middle of the screen is like, this is what I titled the stream. It's open to the public. Monetization is on. Ads are on. It's scheduled at February 10th, 6:30 p.m. This is how many viewers at the moment. This is how many likes. The chat revenue, like the donations and stuff. Then down here on the bottom half of the screen is like stream settings and the analytics. Like I can see, it's like a chart, like a flow chart. How many people are here watching at the moment? How often are people chatting? Total number of views so far. The average view duration. And again, this whole right-hand side of the screen is the chat. Now, up at, like I said, in the top left is what you guys are seeing, and it's my stream, right? So me, this whole screen here with Rick and all my stuff, and then my webcam. But that's always on a delay. Like I can update it so it will go to now, but then over the next 2 minutes, it'll start like slowly creeping back on its own. Like there's nothing I can do about it. It just slowly creeps back. So it's about, I don't know, 2 minutes behind, a minute behind, however long, I don't know. So I'm sitting here, and then I went to go look at the chat, and I see in my webcam, I see a man walk into my room, and he's moving with purpose toward my chair. And I was like, fuck, I'm dead. And I realized, oh, that's me coming back into the room. I swear to God, I was like, this is like Scream. Like, I'm in a movie, and I'm dead now. I'm in a horror movie, and now I'm going to die. I just thought I was going to be murdered by... I mean, it turns out it was me. But I thought it was just some guy that had broken in. Okay. All right. It genuinely scared the shit out of me, by the way. That, like, really, I was scared. I don't know if, like, you can see the moments right before I start laughing if you rewind later or whatever, but, like, I was genuinely like, oh, fudge. You get 1 each contract if you do all 3 in one game. If you do one. Yeah. No, I get that, Mitchell, yeah. You have to do all of them in the 15 minutes in order to get all 3 schematics. You can't just go into the tier 5, do 1, leave, and now you have that, and now come into the in tier 5 again, do the second one, and then you have that one. Like, you're going to get the first one each time. So you have to do all 3 in the 15 minutes in order to get all 3 schematics. So the dog bone, the Hellblade, and the golden armor. You have to do them all in one go in that 15 minutes. Because if you left after getting the dog bone and then came back into, because you did the first contract, then you exfil, like, okay, cool, I got that one. Now I'll come in and I'll try again and do like just the second contract, but you'd still end up with a dog bone. You have to do them all together. Now, what you can do, though, is like go in, and this is something that I was going to do when I was trying to do the solo, because I can do the first 2 contract solo, but the third one, the rover, man, it's just a nightmare. If you got super lucky and you had like sentry gun drops or like rewards from, doing the contracts, like that could be incredible. That could work out for you if you're solo. But other than that, it's just really hard. But what you could do is go in, you do the ether rockets, whatever. I don't even remember what the stupid contracts are called. The one with the ether rockets, right? The first one that I did. You could get the reward for that, which is the dog bone. Then you could go do the holdout contract, which is harder solo. It's actually pretty hard solo, but like it's doable. I've done it, and then get the Hellblade schematic for that. Then you could exfil. Don't do the third one. Don't do the escort. Come out of the game, then load into your rucksack the Dogbone and the Hellblade, and then activate those things, or have the Hellblade with you the whole time. But activate the dog once you go back into Tier 5, so that it's with you. So you have the Hellblade, which what is it? Every 3 or 4 seconds you can throw it again, and it's a 1-hit kill for everything except for mini bosses in the Dark Aether. 1-hit kill, and you would have your dog with you, but you would still have to do all 3 contracts to finally end up, getting that third and final, the golden armor. It's not a bad way to go, but you do need to do all 3 in one go in order to collect all 3 of the schematics. Ether extractors, thank you. I just went back and rewatched that, and I could see the fear in your eyes. Could you? Dude, that's hilarious. I mean, I was genuinely scared. Like, I thought I for real thought I was about to die. Like, it was, because the picture, by the way, over here, like, the thing is it's like the size of my thumb. Like, it's not big. Like, my webcam over here. Because it's a mini preview. Like, the whole screen, like, what you're seeing is the whole screen. But for me over here on this monitor, it's not even the size of my hand. And then my webcam takes up, like, that top little corner of it. Like, not much at all. So for me, and I was just glancing over, and I'm thinking, like, this is all real time. I just kind of forgot that it always falls back a little bit and there's a delay. And I swear to you, I was like, oh, frick, I'm dead. I was like, who is this guy? It's going to kill me. Oh, it's me. Anyway, rewards are in order, not contracts. That's what I'm saying. Like the 1, 2, 3. Like, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter which ones you do. You have to do all 3. And the first one is always, regardless of which contract you're doing, it's the Dogbone. The second one is always the Hellblade. I mean, I might reverse those 2. I don't remember. But the third one I know is the armor, because that's the goddamn best one. The expression on your face faded away real quickly. Dude, I already said. I mean, I legit, that was fear. Like, that was genuine fear. Like, oh, you just, like, in that moment saw somebody that thought they were going to die. Like, for real. I thought that was it. It was over. Anyway, so the whole thing, like, at the top of the chat where I put, like, you guys are going to be mad at me. I'm sorry I did it offline. That's why I'm doing this stream the way I did it, is so you could at least see the gameplay. And I wanted to tell you guys the difference in just how, I mean, it's so extraordinarily different doing it solo compared to even, again, one other player. It's mind-boggling how different it really is. And again, like my friend, he understands the game. He's not an experienced zombies player, but he does understand this game, and he was, he completed all acts 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he gets how the system works, and he plays a little bit of Warzone, not a lot. So he's used to the rucksack and filtering through all this stuff. So, if you're doing it with a complete novice, it's still going to be very hard. But if you're doing it with somebody that plays, and they're pretty good even, you could probably do it without that much of an issue. Doesn't mean you won't ever both go down, but if you should also have each a couple of self revives. And it's so doable, man. It's so doable. I'm telling you, I felt like this is impossible solo because you don't have the like. And I know like there's all the videos of people that are doing it solo, but they're doing it with the golden armor and the Hellblade already because they did it the first time with 5 or 6 other people. Like if you remember back to the people were first doing this, they were like everybody was teaming up on the map. Like there were like legit groups of 6 going in. Like and can you go in with more than 6? I think you can, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I don't know, whatever. But people were loading up, like just getting randoms on the map. Like, hey, are you guys doing this thing too? Like, cool. All right, let's all join up together. So the coming in, like, again, the armor thing is so big I can't even explain it. The Hellblade as well. Again, it's a one-shot kill. You don't have to aim. You just press your bumper super quick. Just bap. And it throws it out, and it's like it's a heat-seeking missile. It finds its targets, takes out multiple enemies in one throw, and it recharges itself in 4 seconds. It's ready to throw again, or 3 or 4 seconds. I know the armor is every 4 seconds. I don't remember the Hellblade. Is it 3 or 4 seconds? I can't remember. But it's I can't tell you how much of an advantage it is having that. Like it's a big advantage. And again, the armor thing, like just look at all these spaces that you wouldn't have. Like you could have your 5 on you, and then you have 3 here, and then it leaves 8 spots for you to, because you have the armor, and you can always pick up more as you're going, right? If you need it, and it's going to regenerate. So you could fill it up with all these other things that, even the perks, like perks aren't even that big a deal because there's a Wonder Fizz in tier 3. Just go, you do contracts, like pound out some contracts, and then just go buy everything. But it's incredible when you can say to your friend in tier 4, like, hey, you deal with the zombies right now. I'm going to put my sentry turrets down on the rover, and I don't get touched. I don't even have to worry about it. I don't get touched at all. And I can just be like, okay, this one goes here. Let me place this one over here. Like, do I have all my armor on? Like, does my hair look good? Okay, now you go ahead and do your thing. And then he puts his on, and I'm, doing the whole thing. Game chat. I mean, it hugely is. So I'm obviously I didn't complete tier 5 yet. That was just tier 4. I did it. But I need the schematics now. But once I get those schematics, dude, I will 100% be trying this again solo. One, just to do it, and 2, to keep kind of getting the really good rewards, because like you go to tier 3, you get sigils, but you're not getting the like hell. I don't think, like, can you in tier 3 get the one-time use like Hellblade, Dogbone, and armor? Because I haven't seen it in tier 3. I think that's only tier 4, right? Only Dark Aether stuff. Did that with a player to complete the final story mission. Tier 3. Mission 3. Act 3, you mean? Like, yeah. Which one was Act 3? Oh, the worm. That one's not bad. Like, tier 2 mission is way harder. I mean, now we know with at the time, I get people will leave like messages, whatever, comments under the videos of stuff that came out like 2 months ago at the beginning of the game. It's like, yeah, I mean, I know. And the game has changed. Literally, the game has changed since then. But 2, like, people are figuring out new stuff since then. It's like, believe me, I know. People are being shitty about like, no, dude, you just put this on and that on, then you go and you use the armor, like. They're talking about stuff that wasn't even added into the game yet at the time the video was made. Which, I mean, whatever. It really it doesn't matter. That definitely doesn't matter. But I don't know. What did you guys think of the gameplay? Was it good? Was it bad? I'm just gonna let it so it's just not sitting there completely frozen on the same screen. I mean, that was it. Again, that was the stream for today. I'm sorry, no live gameplay, but I had the running commentary as much as possible, explaining everything that was going on in our from our setup to our at least my thought process of going through everything. 100% use the Lockwood. It's so good. It's so good. You haven't seen it? Haven't seen? Oh, the in tier 3 getting those things. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think you can, to be honest with you. It was a pretty good game. Thank you, Pug. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it just, like I said, it went from being like super tense, you're constantly on edge when you're solo trying to do this, to it's real, and honestly, it's really not fun because you're just waiting for that one thing to happen, you know, that's gonna screw everything up and just kind of ruin it. Like a mega abomination will happen to spawn when you're grabbing that first bunny, and he's gonna laser beam you, and like there goes all your armor. Plus, it slows you down so much that 3 mimics that were chasing you and 5 dogs like all overran you, and now you're down before like you even started the first contract. You've already used up one of your self revives. Like, okay, there's no way we're gonna make it, and you know, like right away, like it's not gonna happen. Like that just sucks, you know. And then again, just doing it with one other player, instantly like, oh, this is fun. It's challenging still. Like, you know, things are moving fast. You got to kind of be, you know, on top of your game and moving. Like you're not casual. Like, you know, looking over your shoulder. You know, what? Oh no, everything's fine. You know, like you're playing. But you don't have to go crazy, and it's not like one thing goes wrong and then it's just going to ruin everything, you know? It was especially since we have no clue if it's truly the first try. Well, it's not my first try. You guys saw me do it solo. This is my first try with somebody. I can't even imagine with 3 people, like a 3-person party or 6. Like going in as a full, like, double squad, I mean, that just seems like it would be so easy. Now again, it's different every time you do something for the first time. It's hard. It's way harder because you don't know what to expect, right? And it's like, man, people are saying, oh, like Garage Kroby is so is hard, and people are like, nah, it's so easy, man. What are you talking about? Like, how many times have you beaten it? Like, how many times have you played that map? It's been out for 8 years. How many times have you played it? Oh, 372 times. Like, well, yeah, so of course it's easy for you. You know exactly what to expect. You know exactly where everything is. You know the timing of everything. You know where to find everything. You know how to, you know, you probably have a ton of gobblegums as well. Like, you know all these things. Like, so now, yes, it's easier for you. You know how to beat Nikolai now in the mech suit. Like, but when you're doing it for the first time, or you're doing it solo, or you always play with for a 4-person squad, it's way different than when you're trying to play solo for the first time, or a duo for the, you know, the 3rd or 4th time even, whatever. But anyhow, you get my point. GK is only hard because of bomb steps. Still suck at doing that solo. I mean, I'm not even saying specifically GK. I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things that popped into my head. You know, like Revelations. Revelations is super easy Easter egg. Not if you haven't done it a bunch of times. Like, just even finding the stupid bones, like, where they are. Like, is it that the spot? Like, I can't tell. Is that a bone? Like, is that, what is it? I think that's it. And when you're doing that, especially when you're solo, like, you've got a swarm of zombies behind you, like, you know, chasing you down. Like, oh, now you got to move and run and whatever. So it's just very, very, very different. It's very, very, so very different. Like, it's just crazy. And I mean, you guys have seen... Honestly, there's this gameplay here that I didn't do it live, but I recorded it just before I went live today. You've seen the couple of times that I played with Eric on this game. Other than that, like, I'm trying to think of how many times I've played with other people in zombies now. There was, like, I played with Greg FPS. You guys have seen that stuff. That's always been on stream. And that's really it. Like, it's been... like, less than maybe 10 times total that I've played with other people. It's not a lot. I mean, it's got to be a little bit more than that, but honestly, it's probably not more than 15 times ever that I've played zombies. I don't mean this game, I mean zombies, period, with other people. You play with me? Well, yeah, Pug, I played with you. But that was like on the day, I think, and then Eric played as well, like, that time, right? He hopped on. I think you... Was it just once, Pug? Didn't you play twice? I love seeing that screen. ZNS is one of those that I've come around on. I hated it, like hated it at first. And to be honest with you, now part of this is also because I did not like it so much at the beginning that I didn't play it very much. I was like, okay, I did it. I'm done. I'm not coming back to this map. And then over time, it's like, let's try it again. You know, and I played Horizon Draka. So, like, I like Horizon Draka way more than I like Zetsubo no Shima. Don't get me wrong. But if I was to load up BO3 right now, like, I might play. Zets being my first choice would not be anywhere near out of the question. We'll put it that way. I think out of all the maps on BO3, like DE number 1, Shadows 2, Zets 3, GK Revelations probably be my order. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know there was at least one time where I played with you. Yeah, you definitely played with me on this for sure. And I think Eric hopped on too, because you didn't have a mic. And then, but the second time I think we figured it out, right? And then you played and you didn't have a mic, and I think it was the three of us. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But yes, Pug has definitely played with us here. So anyway, this is close to being done. And again, I might get this done. It's possible that it'll even happen tonight or like really early this morning. I doubt it. That's tier 5. I seriously doubt it. And if not tonight, then maybe Monday or so. It will happen this week. And then I truly will be free to play. Like, I'm trying to get these schematics. Like, I'm trying to get this stuff done. But then I'm pretty much going to open the streams up to... I'm playing with you guys. Like, and whatever missions you're... I mean, I definitely want to do the Red Worm. So, like, if you want to play next week, like, be prepared for the Red Worm. We're going to be doing that. To get those schematics, because you only get one schematic per time you beat the Red Worm, and there is it doesn't mean that you're going to get the 3 schematics that you need, that you can get from that each time, like the proper one. Like, it's not going to give you one and then the next one and then the next one. It's like you might get duplicates of the first 3 times you do it. You never know. So you could potentially do it like 10 or more times even, technically, because it is random, before you get all the ones that you're looking, the 3 that you're actually that you can get from it. So we're gonna have to do the Red Worm a fair amount of times. But then whatever missions you guys, you're on Act 2 still, you're on Act 3, whatever. It's fine. We'll work on your stuff. But while we're doing that, we're also gonna do the Red Worm like at the end. So we can do that stuff like during the gameplay, and then you know what I mean, like during the map time, the 45 minutes, and then at the end of that 45 minutes, we're gonna be doing we're doing the Red Worm, because need to get it done. I want to get all the schematics and have everything ready to go for season 2.5. Which I still don't think. I don't think we're gonna get that much new stuff. We're gonna get like a couple of missions probably, but I don't think like the new Dark Aether portal. Like, have you guys heard about this stuff? Like, is coming. But I think the new Aether portal is like season 3 reloaded, and I think what we're getting with season 2 reloaded is just some probably, I'm gonna guess 5 more story missions. I don't even know if there'll be a cutscene or anything like that, which that's fine. I don't it doesn't, to me there doesn't have to be cutscenes. What I'm really hoping for with the new missions that will be coming is, because I gotta be honest with you, I'm not expecting that much. What I would really like for them to do is to add in, like I said, a way for you to have a wallet. So you have to load into the game and you have to find certain items and exfil with them, exactly like you did in DMZ. But that way you're able to carry money over from one game to the next. And it doesn't have to be a tremendous amount of money. Even if it's like the first wallet you start with is like 10 grand. Like, okay, I'll still do that. And then... but there'll be like 3 levels of it or something. So you can go from like 10 grand to 25 grand to 50 grand, and maybe a 4th one finally to 100 grand. Something along those kinds of lines. Pug, I think you were telling me, right, that you could even in DMZ have keep $1 million or something like that total in your bank or in your wallet. You could only load into the game with like 250 grand or 350 grand or whatever it was. I don't remember. But things cost a different amount in DMZ than they do in zombies, so don't take the numbers. Like, well, that's way less than you're only asking for $10,000 one. Like, and they had 250. Like, things cost different amounts of money or whatever, and so it's kind of irrelevant almost. So I'm hoping that we'll start getting a wallet, a bank of some sort or other. Then I'm hoping that there'll be missions, some kind of in-game task, whatever, that we can do that will increase our stash size. I really don't think that's going to happen because they seem really like, yeah, man, we know about that, but we really want you guys to make that hard decision of what you're going to keep and what you're going to get rid of. It's like, dude, today, to do this, I burned 3 Ethereum crystals because I just didn't have room for them. I couldn't take them. I burned 3 Ethereum crystals, got rid of them. Which is not that big a deal, but it's kind of a big deal. And again, I've been over it a million times with a 45-minute time limit. And you're not allowed to bring any money into the game with you. And your backpack only carries 9 things. Your stash size is only 10 items. You just, as a solo player, in order to get ready for, I mean, you guys have seen it, like, in order to even be ready to do, without doing the tombstone glitches and all that kind of stuff, just playing it straight, the only way you're able to, like, get everything that you need, you have to load into a game and just bang out contracts. Fast, and you got to get a little bit lucky with some timing stuff and head into tier 3, and hopefully you can find a buy station that's not completely overrun, especially with the way things are now, like extra zombies kind of everywhere, the never-ending spawns and doing whatever, that you're using up most of that 45-minute time limit just to get set up. It's not particularly, it was definitely not that feasible. It's doable, it's not feasible. And again, it just doesn't make it that much fun. And I know they design most of this stuff with playing as a group in mind, but they also got to keep in mind that there are plenty of solo people out there, or that don't have a lot of friends that play zombies, or that just want to hop on and do it themselves because their friends aren't around to do it at the time. Like, I understand when they're doing it, when they're testing it at the studio, whatever. They're probably always doing it with other developers. And like I said, just having one other person, the difference it's shocking. I mean, it's so different than playing solo. It's unreal. So if they're thinking even for a little bit, well, I mean, we did it with 2 players. Doing it solo, like if you're a good player, it's not that different. It's so different, man. It's so freaking different. So anyway, I would really like them to find a way to balance it. Again, I don't know if they can see as you're loading into like tier 4 into the Dark Aether or whatever. It knows like who's going in there, right? So it also has to know your party size. If they cannot just balance it based off of that alone, I know nothing about programming, coding, or any of those kinds of things, so I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's possible, but super difficult. But at the same time, this is the most profitable, outside of Rockstar, gaming company that there is. So if it's hard, too bad. Hire more people to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have any sympathy for that. Like, figure it out. So anyway, it would be nice because it's just, I don't know, it's just so damn different. X4 is a joke. Only 1 mission compared to the 10 from the previous X. Yeah, that I got to be honest, like that one bothered me a little bit because the one thing about DMZ, when you got to go renew your license, is they seem to always be adding new missions for people to do. Not the contracts. I'm not talking about the contracts, like doing a bounty contract or a sport contract or something like that. I'm talking about the missions. They always seem to add plenty of stuff. And this is what I'm saying, like, as far as having the wallet go, like, or a bank or whatever, is, it's make it a mission. That's fine. And it can be a mission that you can't necessarily do in one game. Like you would have to find, 5 rolls of duct tape to exfil with, and you would need 7 medical bandages to exfil with, and you also need, I don't know, whatever, stupid shit, aspirin. Like this is how they did it in DMZ, and it's fine. Like doing that kind of stuff is fine. That's kind of the whole extraction shooter type of a thing, and that's what this zombies mode is. It's an extraction shooter with zombies. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. Like they're kind of menial tasks. They're not big story missions. They're just, again, they're tasks you need to do. But it's to improve your characters, to build up your character. This is like an RPG, right? Like an ongoing kind of a thing. So let us keep building up. I don't know. That we didn't get something like that in Act 4 really was like, ooh, that's not a good sign. And then, like, it was cool that we had the Dark Aether. Like, that took a lot of work on their part. Like, I can understand, at least to a degree, like, making the Dark Aether was a lot of work and doing all that kind of stuff. Now, it's a little bit less of that work when you think, oh, this is like basically like Fortune's Keep, right? Like the smaller map. I mean, it's not Fortune's Keep, but it's Albagra from MW2. It wasn't made from the ground up, is my whole point. And I think it was that not a Warzone small map in MW2? I don't know. I haven't played Warzone in a couple of years. Dude, Energy Mine is great. I love Energy Mine. I would like, the only complaint I have is when you pull it out and pull it and the thing pops out. It takes a little bit too long for my liking, but it's tier 3 and it annihilates anything that it hits. Like, you can't complain. I think it's balanced pretty well. I just wish it was a little bit faster. I understand that it's not. I'm not saying they should change it. I'm just saying, as a player, like, man, I really wish I could get that out a little bit faster. Oh, this is where I go down. Anyway, yeah, it did make me a little bit nervous when Act 4 was just doing the Dark Aether. But again, like, that would definitely take some time to do, so I understand it. We don't know how many new missions are coming with Season 2 Reloaded. If it's like only like 5 missions, and I have a feeling it's going to be something like that, I'm going to be worried. Even Acts 1, 2, and 3, which came out obviously at the same time at the beginning of the game, it was like Act 1 had 20 missions. Act 2 had like 15 missions. Act 3 had 10 missions. Act 4 had 1 mission. It was get into... it was a bit different than the standard missions, but still... it's a worrying trend. Something that I'm going to keep my eye on as a Zombies player. That definitely has me nervous, though. Yeah, we'll see going forward. But anyways, I'm really glad I got this done, and then I'm not done with this. Again, because it was the tier 4. I still need to do the tier 5. And again, I will be doing it with my friend, and maybe Monday. By Monday it'll be done. I really don't think it will be tonight. Like I said, it's possible, but I'm not counting on it. So, again, if I do that off stream, I will record it and we can watch it. And once I have all the... Well, then I'll be, again, I'm trying to be playing with you guys as much as possible. And then I'm also going to... get the other schematics from the Red Worm. So we still have plenty of stuff to do, I mean, it can go by real, like, if you get a good squad together, like, it's what kind of thing it can go by kind of quick, like, oh, we're done. Like the Red Worm kind of thing is like, you have that takes some time because you have to wait till the end of every match to do it. Like, there's 45 minutes and then the storm rolls in, right? So, like, you're not starting that till minute 50 every time, and then is everybody going to be good enough? Like that we're doing it solo again. We can at least try it again solo. Now that I've got a better idea what to do, but it's going to be, that's a hard one because you're taking up 4 slots for the thumbs drives alone in your rucksack. You're going to need a couple of extra self revives at least. You're going to need a couple of sentry turrets at least. Like that's your full rucksack, like it's done. So, and we haven't brought any armor yet. You know what I mean? Like, so if you could have the golden armor, at least it replenishes itself. Something along those kinds of lines that, you know, you'll be way better off. It's just, these are spots that are taken up in your bag, you know. You just don't have a lot. Oh, excuse me. All right. That's enough babbling from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you're okay with it happening off stream. I apologize for it. It's just the way it worked out. Like I said, when he texted me to play, I swear he was going to be like in the middle of Act 2. I had no idea I'd been playing that much and was ready to do to go into the Dark Aether and complete this stuff. So I'm happy about it. Again, I wish, you know, it could have been on stream, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Thank you, Phalanx. Any questions or anything else before we go, or can I just end it? Are we good? You guys let me know real quick, and then hopefully nobody's coming in as I check my monitor over here. Nobody's walking up behind me. Like, okay, we're okay. Not gonna die. I kind of want to go back and look at that myself just to see like the expression on my face. Like, what do I look like when I think I'm gonna die? Because that it's not a look many people I get to experience, right? That they have recorded. What's the winning lotto numbers? I don't know. I got my tickets right here though. So if you never hear from me again, I won. No zombies. I kind of don't want to rewatch that though, just in case. Like, oh my god, that's the expression that I had when I thought I was about to die. I swear to you, it was like I saw Michael Myers coming from behind me, like ready. Like I wouldn't have had, by the time it registered, like I was already dead. It's crazy. All right, thank you, Pug, for being here. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Phalanx. Thank you, David. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for everybody else that has tuned in to the stream. And for those of you watching later as a VOD, you're all right too. Drop a like, hit subscribe. It's completely free. What do you got to lose? You can always unsubscribe later. Completely free, like I said. Anyway, have a great day, guys, and we will catch you Monday. Hope you enjoy Super Bowl Sunday, and I hope your team wins, so long as that team is San Francisco. All right, guys, later.